In case you missed it, your host Kayla Blakesley is at it again. What did she say this time? Tune in to find out right now.
Well, Land, I am here for this. Allen County is taking local government on the road as they want to hear from you. Starting tonight. I know. What a concept. We're going to learn more about that coming up here with Allen County Commissioner Ron Turpin. He's actually held with us through the break. We were chit-chatting with him earlier here on the show, but we just still have so much ground to cover. We want to get the latest on the Homeless Resource Center being proposed for downtown. And yes, the $280,000 downtown restroom that's still not open. I'd like to get an update on where that's at. So, Commissioner, thanks for sticking through the break.
No, happy to do it.
Okay, I've got to start with the unusual story, if you will, that we have been following for quite some time here on the show. Last time you were in studio, we talked about this, nearly 300,000 outdoor restroom, which I have been calling a porta potty, for lack of a better word.
It's a little more than that.
It is a little bit more than that. But last we discussed, it's still sitting in storage because it didn't meet ADA requirements. Not sure how I missed that. We also weren't sure if it could withstand Indiana winters in terms of the pipes freezing and what have you. So what's the update on this $280,000 bathroom?
So if you remember, 18 months ago, City Council approved the expenditure of funds for this. So in February of 2025, and the commitment was made at the time that this would be installed by the fall or early winter of 25. So almost a year ago now, and it still is in storage. As we've talked about before, it did not meet various state code. This is not local. This is state codes that are not made. And so it's interesting to me, Kayla, that at the time that it went through, a commitment was made that this restroom can accommodate everyone, dedicated to having it be clean and safe. And so we talked about a porta potty, but this is really a 6x9 structure, so it's about 50 square feet that's there. Has the toilet is inside, and then outside is the hand washing facility. So it has running water, sewer, all of that. And it's interesting, at the time when there was questioned about the price being so high. So it's about $170,000 to purchase it and about $110,000 to install it. And it was said the price is high because we are building a unit that serves tens of thousands of families. So the price includes a very sturdy structure. We need all these things to be in place for this facility that can last decades and decades. So when this decision was made that, okay, this does not meet state code, the city is currently appealing that with the state of Indiana. And it's interesting because I've seen the appeal application, and what the city calls this is Fort Wayne Homeless Restroom.
Oh.
And it says here, the proposed outdoor restroom structure for homeless use. So,
this is new to me.
It's new to me, too. So it is interesting because I'm like, wait a second. This was sold as for the public, tens of thousands. And remember, they wanted to have 3 of them, 3 all over downtown for families. There's festivals and things going on. And so now it's being couched as, it's exclusively for the homeless. Now that leads to a whole bunch of questions.
That's where I don't know if we're going to have time for all this now. I didn't know you were about to share that. I mean, did the requirements change if it's exclusively for homeless individuals?
No. Here's what I have to guess is that because they're appealing to the state on this, hopefully if they say it's a special usage, that the state will give a waiver as to what it is. I'm hoping that doesn't happen because we talked about the community conversations in the last segment. This is why I feel these community conversations are important, because the citizens do not trust the government because of things like this that are sleight of hand. And I am absolutely committed to making sure this doesn't happen for the things that touch me. And so this is a city of Fort Wayne thing, no doubt. But if I'm some council members and I'm hearing this right now, I got lots of questions.
I got lots of questions, and I'm very unhappy as a taxpayer, I'm very unhappy right now. Ron, is there any kind of timeline for us taxpayers in terms of this appeal?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know what the process is for the state that goes through, because this is a state thing now. They're asking the state to kind of change their standards on what some of these classifications are. But it's more to come.
Let me ask you this then, because I know you and I have chit-chatted, I think even on the air as well, and we have raised some concerns, if you will, that if we can't handle something relatively straightforward like an outdoor bathroom, I won't call it a porta potty, okay, as an outdoor bathroom, and we can't figure that out.
Let's call it a luxury homeless restroom.
Yes, that's the new name, the luxury homeless restroom. Yes. If we can't figure that out, what does that say about managing larger projects like, for example, a homeless resource center that's being proposed for downtown Fort Wayne?
And you're exactly right, Kayla. And that is the thing that, if I'm a city council member, I'm really doing my due diligence that, just like you saw what we just talked about with this outdoor restroom, you're talking about a multi-million-dollar facility in a building that, from what I can tell, they've never given a capital stack about here's what it's going to cost to really renovate this thing. So you're taking a building that parts of it are 100 years old, and over years it's been added to, adjusted, and all that. There are probably all kinds of sins in that building that are there that will cost a fortune to renovate. And so they're asking city council for a little over $2 million. It's going to cost a lot more than that to renovate this thing. Where does that money come from? I've asked council members that, and they don't know the answer. I just got a copy of the budget for this for the next 3 years. Kayla, I'm a CPA. I've been a CFO of 3 companies. I know how to read an income statement, and I know how to read a budget. This makes no sense to me. I mean, when you're looking through the budget, the city's contributing $400,000 a year to this nonprofit. You show that, they're paying staff people $16 an hour to work there. Some of these things, it just doesn't make sense. So if you're a city council member, you better be asking some hard questions right now about, before we say yes to this, do the numbers make sense to build it? And are we the city taxpayers? And this does impact me because I represent 270,000 people that live in the city of Fort Wayne. Are they on the hook for this forever? Because it
sounds like it.
It looks to me that way too. And you want to be, like Jesus. You want to be philanthropic. You want to care for those that are in need. To me, this homeless resource center does not answer the big questions of addiction and mental illness that we have to address, as well as affordability of housing and things like that. So this is, it is one arrow in a quiver of something that needs to be very broad. However, it's one that I personally believe if city council approves this without really digging into this, we're setting ourselves up for failure as a community long term.
Let me ask you this. Do I have time, Producer Josh? Just here for a minute. Hang with me, Heather. What do you make of, and again, I'm going with the word transparency here. The city sent out this memo at this point, maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. They released this memo, saying they looked at all of these other options, all of these other locations for this homeless resource center. And they came back with their conclusion that 333 East Washington Boulevard was still the best spot to put this homeless resource center, despite it missing not one, but 2 of the criteria that the city themselves had listed on their little sheet that I'm holding here, which is like 36 pages long or something like that. I mean, what do you make of that? That's apparently the only location that this proposed homeless resource center can go.
I'll take them at their word for that. I don't know what their criteria was to make that decision.
I'll let you have the 36-page document when
I do
think
Ron. One of the things that I challenged the mayor's team when they brought this up was, we know that homelessness does not just exist in downtown Fort Wayne, that it really is. The issues of affordability, addiction, mental illness exist countywide. I could go to, Grable today and find homeless people. I can go to New Haven today. So how do we partner together to look at, I think the idea of a resource center makes a lot of sense.
It's a great idea.
But let's have a network of those throughout the community, and let's have them be run by nonprofits.
I should say that aren't funded by the government.
Yes,
how about
because
that?
That's my biggest issue in this is not a government issue to solve. It is all of our issue to solve. We have got over 2,000 nonprofits in this county. Surely, we could be able to bring them together along this issue to say, let's put together a community solution that leads to long-term change. And I don't think this is it.
So, Commissioner, can this be one of the topics, or do you anticipate this being one of the topics tonight? As I know you all launch your community conversations this evening here in Fort Wayne, can this be something that people bring to you guys?
No, I mean, that's the point of this is we have 20 different departments covering a whole bunch of things. Now, remember, this is county, not city. So, really things that are city specific, we certainly would be willing to listen, willing to tell you who to talk to. However, just as... I fall in my lane just the same as the mayor falls in her lane and others. But absolutely, if there's something that you're concerned about, let's talk about it.
So one more time, this first community conversation, it launches tonight. They're going to be every Tuesday throughout the month of August. Where is tonight's and how can folks find the other ones?
So it is at Fox Island. And so to find the other ones, you can go onto the county's website, allencounty.in.gov, and there's a list there of those. Also, social media. I know I saw it in the paper at the Journal-Gazette on Saturday, and there's other venues that we've been posting that as well.
allencounty.in.gov. Commissioner, I have taken a huge amount of your time, so I appreciate you sticking around.
Always enjoy being with you.
That's Allen County Commissioner Ron Turpin joining us live here on WOWO. He does every Tuesday at this time here on the show. Hey, it's KB. As a show of appreciation for listening, use my promo code WOWO for deep discounts on all kinds of products at MyPillow.com. That's promo code WOWO.
Podcasts by Federated Media.